Hi, this is Zayyad, the founder and executive director of Zayyad Foundation. Many people have been asking me questions in regards to entrepreneurship, matters finance, fundraising, bookkeeping, and others. So I will be sharing my insights through this particular channel in my new program dubbed Daftari la Zayyad. Daftari is a Swahili word to mean notebook, so I will be writing on my notebook to deliver my insights. So for the first episode today, I am going to share with you 8 sources of funding for small businesses. I understand a number of businesses struggle when it comes to raising finances for their business. So how then or where do you think you'll be able to get funding for your small business? Follow me up to the end of this video to learn on where you can raise funding. So let's start by writing down our headline for today, which is 8 sources of funding for small businesses. So these sources that I'm going to share with you are sources in context with the Kenyan market, but they will apply to any startup even outside Kenya. The first source is your family and friends. Many people don't see this as a source of funding, but depending on the type of friends you have, depending on the family that you're coming from, you could be raising a lot of funding that will help you kickstart your startup business or your small business. The second source of funding is what we call early adopters. Early adopters, these are people who believe in your idea and decide to buy your initial product or service that you take to the market. So basically, when you're starting a new business or you have a new product or a new service, you'd want to test it with a small market, and the people that you'll test with, those who buy your product, they believe in your idea and buy it, then those are the people that are called early adopters, and they can provide you with a very good funding to be able to take your product to the big market. The third source of funding is crowd funding. I'm sure a few of you, especially the ones who are old, remember contributions that were done traditionally. Families, let's say you have a medical emergency or any sort of a need, then families and friends would come and do some contributions, and then these contributions will then be given to you. Now, with the current day and age of technology, we have online platforms that help you fundraise from different people. These online platforms are what is referred to as crowdfunding platforms. So you can be able to list your project or your business on these particular platforms, and people would be able to contribute small amounts to your idea, and you'll be able to raise enough funding for your startup business. The fourth source of funding, ladies and gentlemen, are commercial banks. Do not ignore the commercial banks. They also fund small businesses. So every bank has its own costing. It has its own requirements. So visit the different banks near you, and you'll be able to get the details on how you can be able to access funding for your small business. The fifth source of funding microfinance institutions and circles. So microfinance institutions and circles, they work with members who normally they save for a certain period, and then you can be able to get a loan like 3 times your savings, or 4 times, or 5 times. Others even do 10 times your savings. So make sure you go around and talk to the microfinance institutions and circles near you that will be able to help you with some startup funding. Number 6, the sixth source of funding for your small business, government institutions. Here in Kenya, we have an institution like Youth Enterprise Development Fund, popularly known as Youth Fund. They do offer small loans or lending to small businesses, and that could be a very good source of funding. And their rates are actually subsidized rate, so you can be able to access a cheaper loan, especially if you are a young person, through the Youth Fund. We also have the Women Fund that caters for the women business people, and the Hustler Fund, the new kid on the block, that's accessible on your mobile phones. The seventh source of funding, venture capital. So depending on how big your business is, or what revenues your business is generating, it could attract some venture capitalists to invest in your business. So normally venture capitalists, they look at businesses that are high in terms of income generation, and most of them, they have a bias in tech-based ventures. But even if you're not in tech, do a Google search on the different VC firms in Kenya and knock on their doors. Go visit these VC firms. You'll be able to get enough details on how you can be able to access funding for your business. The eighth source of funding, and the last one for today's series, is incubators and accelerator programs. So incubators, let me start with incubators. These are normally hubs that houses startup entrepreneurs, mostly those with an idea, and they help them refine that idea and turn it into business. And in the end, they get a grant or a soft loan to actualize the idea. Where on the other hand, we have accelerator programs where they look at businesses that have started generating revenues and they're looking to scale up. So normally incubators are long term, they can take 2-3 years, where accelerator programs normally go for 6 months to a maximum 1 year. So ladies and gentlemen, these are 8 sources of funding you can explore to fund your startup business or your small business. And I will be sharing more insights on other areas in my next series. So make sure you follow my channel and let's learn together. Thank you very much.